hello, beautiful souls. So happy to be back and able to do this. My entire family was just taken over by sickness, okay? I still am kind of stuffed up, so bear with me. But yeah, that one stuck around for a while. Um, so yeah, I do want to point something out though here. When I was physically ill well, it was right after Christmas that I got sick. I felt pretty useless. I started to feel disconnected. I couldn't do anything. I just felt so terrible. Um, but I could feel you guys coming to my aid. Okay. I could feel my fellow light workers. I could feel the collective just kind of saying to me, it's all right. We got this for now. And just kind of making me feel better about my situation. So yes, I always feel my guides, the angelic realm, God, all of that. But, a lot of people forget to point out that we also have this entire earth-based collective that we're connected to. And I just want to say thank you to all of you, because when I was feeling really down on myself, all of your energy came in very strong and helped me get through all of this. So thank you. I love you. Um, and then one other thing I do just want to point out before I get, started into all of my downloads and everything I've received. January is EATEF Awareness Month. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's esophageal atresia and tracheoesophageal fistula. That's what EATEF stands for. My son was born with this birth defect almost 3 years ago. And it's where your esophagus, there's a gap between your esophagus and your stomach. So basically your esophagus just goes up into a little pouch and it's not connected to your stomach. So essentially you cannot eat. And then his trachea, his airway, was connected to his esophagus. So it's it's not that common. I believe it's 1 out of every 4,500 children. But it was a huge deal. He had to be flown to UC Davis, Sacramento, which is an amazing hospital, I just want to point out. And they did surgery a day after he was born. They were able to repair it. The gap was small enough between his esophagus and stomach that they were able to stretch it. We spent a month there. I mean, it was a huge life situation, life-changing situation. It was something I wasn't expecting. We didn't know until the moment he was born, and he wasn't breathing well and he couldn't swallow. It was very traumatic for everybody involved. And I just want to bring awareness to that in case you know someone who has a child with that, or you have a child with that. There's lifelong things that these children will struggle with. And that includes, airway issues, acid reflux. There's a lot of things that go into it, and I won't go into all of that, but I did want to bring awareness to this just for my son, because he is so special and he's a fighter, and he endured a lot going through that, and he still struggles with a lot of things that are connected with that. So this is just awareness month. Also, there are a lot of babies that don't pull out of that. It's a huge surgery. And my son had multiple surgeries and breathing issues. I mean, I had to give my son mouth to mouth several times. So these parents that are caring for these children, if you get a moment during this month or whenever, send some love their way, because it is a huge thing to take on emotionally, and to see your child have to go through that. So just wanted to point that out. And okay, we're in 2020, everybody. We did it. All right. We made it here. What does that mean? I'm not exactly sure. I think there's a lot of different insights onto that. I do want to point out, though, I was watching the 2020 ball drop in New York City on the TV with my family. And the moment the ball dropped and I could see 2020 flashing, and my husband just, all of a sudden he goes, 2020 is going to be a crazy year. And my entire just being went somewhere else. And this intense energy and wave of emotion came over me. Okay. I don't know exactly what's coming in 2020, but it was like a feeling, a bittersweet feeling of like saying goodbye to all that we once knew. Okay. And the song that came to me was, it's the end of the world as we know it, right? You know that song, it's the end of the world as we know it. That one, as we know it, doesn't mean it's the end of the world, just as we know it. So it was like a bittersweet moment for me. It was kind of sad for a second there, but it was hopeful. It was like, yeah, we literally have just jumped through a huge, we're going through a huge transition here, and we're coming into a new golden age, a new era, a golden era. And I want to know if anyone else felt that. It was sadness at first, a little bit, not intense, but it was just, it was such a strange feeling. There is going to be a lot that changes this year, okay? That might be a little uncomfortable for some. Is it's going to be different. Anytime anything changes, it takes a little bit of time to get used to this new way. So that's something I felt, okay? And also, these energies are going to keep getting more and more intense. So your synchronicities, messages from spirit, moments of bliss and euphoria, all those ascension things that we're getting here, they're going to keep getting more intense as more souls awaken during this accelerated ascension period. Okay, it's like a wave sweeping over the entire planet, and people are awakening at a rapid rate. And the more that awaken, the more we're going to begin seeing changes in our physical reality. Okay, because this new collective consciousness that we're a part of is creating a new reality that is growing rapidly, and it's pushing the old collective reality out. So once, as that happens, that's when things begin to manifest in your physical reality. Because right now, what we're seeing in this 3D matrix, 3D reality, is what the majority of the collective believes and what they're seeing. Okay. But as that shifts and more people awaken, which is going to be this year. I mean, it already started at the end of 2019. You saw how fast that happened for all of us, or how fast it picked up. I mean, a lot of us have been on this ascension journey for quite some time, consciously, but it really did pick up, in 2019. So it is going to start changing. Our physical reality is going to change. We're going to start seeing things people thought were impossible. Okay. And for those of you who are just awakening, it's hard to put into words, what kind of advice to give you right now. First of all, you're not crazy. I know when you first go through your initial awakening or Kundalini awakening, you feel like your mind's out of control. You're getting all this new information. People look at you like you're crazy. You're not crazy. Okay. It's just, there's a lot of information you need to take in a short period of time. And it's like, computer overload, basically. So hang in there. Try to keep yourself grounded as much as you can. And always, ask for help. Ask for help from your fellow light workers, whether that's online or if you know someone you have someone in your life that you can ask, or ask for help from your higher self, God, your spirit guides, whatever it is you believe in, because they're here, they're listening, and they will help you. Okay. And I'm here. So you can, and once, even if you leave comments and I can't reply to all of them, I love how I see other light workers kind of jump in and help out in that situation. Okay. Because we're all here to help each other. It can be a very intense feeling when you first go through an awakening like that. So just know you're not alone and you're not crazy. Okay. And it's also, I feel like it's really important to remember that everyone's beliefs and everyone's insights are right for them, and your own are right for you. Okay. No one is right or wrong. We are exactly what God, the universe, all of it intended us to be. Okay. We're sparks of source expressing ourselves in different ways. And you can express your own beliefs in a way that doesn't put someone else down. Okay. We, when I hear someone who opposes what I say, or they say, no, that's not the way it is. It's like, okay, I appreciate your point of view, because I do. I don't get mad about that, because I think everyone's beautiful. I think all their ideas are beautiful when it comes to this ascension process. And like I have said before, nobody has all the answers. The only answers we have are for ourselves and what resonates with us. And that's going to be different for everybody. So it's important to keep in mind that in order for this to be a peaceful planet, a peaceful world, we need to be respectful of everybody's beliefs here. So, that way we can have conversations that don't get heated, or, we're not sitting there opposing each other. We're just sharing our beautiful ideas and enjoying it, because everybody's idea and insight into this whole process is beautifully different. And that's what makes it so amazing. Okay. And, also in one of my videos, I mentioned one thing about watching the Disney Celebration. And I got a few comments, from people saying, beware of Disney, they manipulate you. And I appreciate that, you guys. I do. You're looking out for me. Thank you for the heads up. Okay. But when I first initially went through my major awakening in November 2013, where it literally altered my entire life for a 3-month period, like I've mentioned before, and I will do a video on that whole experience at some point. It might take a little longer, so I'm trying to get everything together so I can do that. But anyway, when I went through that, I was rapidly exposed to all of that. Okay. So the manipulation, the Illuminati, all these people controlling us, Big Brother watching, I mean, you name it. I was exposed to that very quickly, and it scared me. It did. I was terrified for a moment there. I remember running to my brother, who was at our, house at the time, and just crying. Like, I'm scared. I got this overwhelming sense of fear. Because it is scary. That's a scary thing to think about, that we're just being manipulated and controlled. Okay. I didn't stay there long. And the reason I didn't stay there long is because of my faith in God, in all of us, in humanity, in all of it, my faith in that. Okay. In this whole process. Okay. And I just want to share my insight into that. And that is that nothing can stop your ascension. Not Disney, not any of these people that you think are in control, that you think are watching you, that are to me, how I feel, they will not. This is all here for a reason. Okay. This has already been decided by you, by your higher self, God, the universe, all of it. It's always in control. So, and it's like, then I think about it. Yeah. I mean, I watched Disney a lot as a child. I mean, I was born in the 90s. Okay. So yes, I was watching Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, all of it, all of those classic Disney movies. Okay. And look, I'm still, consciously ascending right now. So obviously it didn't, it played a part in everything that I am. It really did. So I just want to share that, and I appreciate, everyone's living in their own reality. And if that's something that is important to you, and making sure that you're not being manipulated and all that, then that's great as well. Okay. Do what feels right for you. I just wanted to share that. That was something I realized very early on in my ascension journey. Okay. I was exposed to all of it. It scared the shit out of me. But then I quickly came out of that and was able, because fear itself is just not a good thing to hold on to. in my opinion. Okay. And then, I actually, on my other channel, my music channel, I wrote a song called I Know You're Watching. And it's kind of like, just kind of a funny song. It's like, I know, you know, if someone is watching me and trying to manipulate me, I'm going to put on the show of a lifetime then, because I don't care. Okay. I believe in myself, and I believe in this ascension and all of it. And it doesn't bother me. Go ahead. Because there's nothing you can do that's going to stop me. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of you, or, those they people, whoever they are. I also had a question from somebody, and I'm sorry. I can't remember if it was one particular person. I feel like I had several people ask about clearing trauma. Okay. How to get rid of this, how to purge this out. Well, I've had a very traumatic life. Okay. And I've never really gone to counseling. I've never really been able to express it. But in the summer of 2019, I actually decided to go to counseling. And I don't even know why. I just thought, hey, I feel like I need to talk. Okay. Well, the first 4 sessions, she wanted to go over every traumatic event in my life. Like, we listed them, we talked about them. I was bawling my eyes out for like the first 4 or 5 sessions, getting through all of this stuff. Okay. Like, it felt like emotional vomit, just like coming out. And right after I had done that, I shared it with somebody, an unbiased opinion, just somebody who is there to listen and help. I transformed. I cleared it out. I made room for the new. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's right for you. You need to decide that for yourself. There's other ways to do that for yourself. Okay. But that's how I personally did it. And it really helped me. And I recently stopped going to counseling because I went in there, what was it? November. She said, I don't think you need to come here anymore. She realized I found my spiritual path. I found something that made me happy. She said, you transformed tremendously within a few months. And my whole family could see it. And I think it was just, well, obviously this accelerated ascension, but clearing all that out, getting it out, crying about it, tears that have been locked in there for so long. Okay. And I got it all out, and it made room for this new abundance that was ready to come in, this transformation. So that's how I cleared my trauma. Okay. There's other ways you can do that. And, just by even just sitting with it, or talking to yourself, even just talking. If you have time where you're alone and you can just talk, or imagine, call in your spirit guides and picture them sitting in front of you as a counselor, if you will, and just go through every traumatic event that you can remember that if you remember it and it hurts you, then that's a traumatic event. So talk about it, express how it made you feel. Okay. Get it out. Because I feel like when you talk about it, just the act of speaking it and getting it out through words is a great way to clear that trauma, because I got so much of it out. And it doesn't mean when you do that those memories aren't ever going to resurface, and they aren't going to make you sad. Okay. They're always going to be there, but there's just not so much of an attachment to them. It doesn't consume your entire being anymore. You've cleared it. It's there. It's there, but it's not affecting you the way that it did. And it's beautiful. Okay. So if you get a chance to do that, to clear your trauma like that, it changed my life. It was part of this whole ascension plan for myself, obviously. Like, I believe everything's divinely guided. I was guided to this particular counselor. I was guided to get it all out. Okay. So that's how I cleared mine. Okay. And so, yeah, that's kind of all that I have for now. I am going to be posting a new video about my initial awakening. So yeah, and then how I had mentioned before, you know, this golden age that we're coming into, okay? The world is going to change as we know it, and it's going to be like a renaissance, a new creation. It's a golden age. It's a golden era. And I've even seen things, I've read, you know, places they're calling this a golden era for technology, science, all of it. So we're not the only ones seeing this golden essence moving in here, okay? It's consuming all of us. We're coming into such a beautiful, beautiful time. And like I said, the more people that awaken, the more that this is going to manifest in our physical reality. It's just going to take over, you know, push the old one out, basically. It's not merging with it, it's pushing it out, okay? And bringing this new one in, because that's what we've been trying to do. It's what we want, and we can't deny it, okay? Those energies are here, and it's just a matter of time before everyone awakens. There's no getting rid of that energy that has settled on the planet right now, okay? And it's just like one by one. If you picture people just, you know, light shining through them, and they're just like, whoa, one by one, people are waking up, and it's absolutely incredible. So I know I didn't really have too many downloads and things like that. Just some stuff I wanted to share. Like I said, I've been sick, so I'm trying to get back in touch with everything. I have been out of it for quite some time, just taking care of family and all of that. But happy 2020, everybody. I love you. And thank you for all of your amazing light work. And like I said, for picking up my slack, even though I'm sure I was doing some work somewhere in there. But just thank you. All right. That's all I want to say. Okay. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.